Chapter 27. And David said in his heart, I shall now perish one day by the hand of Saul. There is nothing better for me than I should speedily escape into the land of the Philistines, and Saul shall despair of me, to seek me any more in any coast of Israel. So shall I escape out of his hand. And David arose, and he passed over with the 600 men that were with him unto Achish, the son of Maoch, king of Gath. And David dwelt with Achish at Gath, he and his men, every man with his household, even David and his 2 wives, Ahinoam and the Jezreelitess, and Abigail the Carmelitess, Nabal's wife. And it was told Saul that David had fled to Gath, and he sought no more again for him. And David said to Achish, If now I have found grace in thy eyes, let them give me a place in some town in the country, that I may dwell there. For why should thy servant dwell in the royal city with thee? Then Achish gave him Ziklag that day, wherefore Ziklag pertaineth unto the kings of Judah unto this day. And the time that David dwelt in the country of the Philistines was a full year and 4 months. And David and his men went up and invaded the Geshurites, and the Girzites, and the Amalekites, for those nations were of old the inhabitants of the land, as thou goest to Shur, even unto the land of Egypt. And David smote the land, and left neither man nor woman alive, and took away the sheep and the oxen and the asses and the camels and the apparel, and returned and came to Achish. And Achish said, Whither have ye made a road today? And David said, Against the south of Judah, and against the south of the Jerahmeelites, and against the south of the Kenites. And David saved neither man nor woman alive, to bring tidings to Gath, saying, Lest they should tell on us, saying, So did David, and so will be his manner, all the while he dwelleth in the country of the Philistines. And Achish believed David, saying, He hath made his people Israel utterly to abhor him, therefore he shall be my servant forever. We see here that David's very smart. He decides he's going to get out of Israel altogether, so that he isn't any place where Saul is going to try and get him. He knows that Saul has made the decision that David's righteous and God will establish David, but he doesn't want to take the chance, and we think that's very wise. So he decides to go down to the city of Gath, which is a Philistine city, very close to the coast, Mediterranean coast. And there he sort of becomes buddies with Achish, who is the king. And he says to him, why should I live in the royal city off of you? How about you give me and my guys here a city of our own to live in, and we'll look after ourselves, basically. That's what he's looking after. And Achish says, well, he's going to give him a place called Ziklag, which was probably a small city that needed a lot of building up, and David and his men could do the work. And David got there, and then David used that as a launching point to go out and attack the people that Israel were supposed to wipe out when they entered the land, but didn't. And so what was happening was that David was doing what the children of Israel should have done many, 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 many years before, but didn't do. And David killed them all. So it says there was none to get back to Achish from these tribes that were there, and Achish thought that it was basically David killing people, children of Israel. He didn't know that David was killing the people who had afflicted the children of Israel, and he thought that David was going to be hated by all of Israel, and that he would be Achish's servant forever. And that's how this chapter is. And so David's using the time for something worthwhile. In the long run, that's also going to cost him.